Today, we're going to talk about your enemy customers. Now, this might sound a little bit counterintuitive because I want you to think about all those type of customers that you really don't want to work with. You know, the thing is, you're never going to appeal to everyone. And I'm always talking about how you should identify your ideal customer. Well, this is another way to look at that. I've just been reading a book by brand guru Simon Middleton, and I thought this is genius to really knuckle it in and identify the people who you absolutely don't want to work with. Is a massive signpost to the people who you do want to work with. But don't think about who you do want, because that almost is a bit limiting, and think about, actually, these are the people who I don't want. Now, if I can give you an example from my perspective, who don't I want to work with? I don't want to work with customers who I find morally questionable. So I wouldn't work for anybody in the arms trade or the tobacco industry. Think people like that, I don't agree with that, not my bag. I don't want to work with big established brands because they can't get the best of me. I don't want to work with people who don't value branding because they're just not going to get it anyway. And I want to work with people who want to embrace it and really use branding to grow their businesses. I want to work with people who value my knowledge and experience, who are going to trust me when I say to them, don't do it like this. You need to think more like this. I want them to take my advice and say, okay, yeah, you're the expert. Let's do that. And I don't want to work with people who think small. I want to work with people who want to grow, who are ambitious and see a real future. So anybody who's thinking small is absolutely not for me. But do you see what I'm doing? Actually, I'm doing it myself as I go through. By thinking about the people who I don't want, it's automatically opening up. Okay, so I don't want this, but I do want that. So really focus on what you don't want. And think about, the people that you're not aiming at. I'm not looking for people who want to pay the cheapest price for a logo. They can go to Fiverr, that's fine. I don't want to work with people who haggle, because I know from experience that the people who haggle you down on price are always the most difficult customers, and they're never happy. I've learnt that through experience. I don't want to work with people who are miserable or unkind in any way. I want to work with people who I can be friends with. That's really important to me, that whole relationship that I build with my customers. And I don't want to work with people who don't treat other people with respect. I don't need that in my life. So do you see how this is shaping up into my ideal client? And I can see them by just sort of sweeping out and knowing exactly who I don't want. And that's going to really help me when someone comes along and they try to haggle me on price. I can just go, no, you're not for me. Sorry, move along. And when somebody comes along who doesn't 100% trust me, okay, that's fine. I don't want to appeal to everyone. I won't appeal to everyone. But by knowing who I definitely don't want to appeal to and who I don't want to work with, it really helps me to know exactly who I do want to work with. Try it. Try this exercise. And I will see you next week.